Hello, it's Laura from Tesla Owners US, and today is something where I was waiting for a long time for. Actually, it was almost 5 years ago to the day exactly. It was actually at the end of October where we have been invited to a very nice event, and it was in Hollywood at the Universal Film Studios. And what happened there, I will tell you after the intro.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
So first of all, let me show you the video where Elon Musk talked about the photovoltaic tiles, and there were 4 houses there and everything around there. And I don't have the original movie anymore on my phone, it's got lost in the cloud, but I'll show you another one. It was actually here, let me do it like this, here behind, here, and keep them running.
The goal is to have electric or solar roofs that look better than a normal roof, generate electricity, last longer, have better insulation, and actually have an installed cost that is less than a normal roof plus the cost of electricity. So we're going to show you, this is the before shot of that house over there. Now that's all solar. If you look carefully, you can see the solar cells. So that house is also solar, and that's a sort of a style of a French slate, which is one of the hardest things to do. It's what the French slate hydrographic looks like. You can see that. The third house is really transformative. From the vantage point of the street, it looks completely opaque, but as the angle changes, it goes from transparent to opaque. To the sun, it's transparent. The most surprising one is that the Tuscan glass. All of the dark tiles have solar panels. From the sun's vantage point, which tends to be high angle, you can see the solar cells, but as you change the angle to shallow angle, it reverts to sort of a orangey color. One of the other advantages of glass is that we can actually make it a lot tougher and last a lot longer than a conventional roof. We want it to look better, last longer, provide better insulation, and cost less, all things considered, than a conventional roof. And I think taking this approach, it can be. That's where we're headed. And I hope you agree that's the future we want.
And he explained about photovoltaic tiles and the world and saving the world and so on. And that was 5 years ago, and we were very enthusiastic about that. So, and while also in the meantime, you will see there will be pictures going, because these were all pictures from the event. So if you have any comments, please let me know the comments or what happened to you. That would be interesting as well. Yeah, at this time I still had my white P90D there, and the white P90D we drove up to Palm Springs, and the next morning we drove to Hollywood, and then from there we kept going, and we were invited, and we had a special sign there, or actually invite there. It was a little invite page there, and you went to the Universal Film Studios where the movies were made. And I had my P90D there. We were all in the same colors as the car, white and red, and met some old friends there. All of them were met there before, since the beginning of Tesla. And then I said, oh, look at this, what these guys here, they have the same, they're dressing the same way like the car is, in red and white. So the P90D isn't there anymore because I turned it back in, and it was a very nice car that was all in white, seats in bright white, and actually also in white for the panels on the side and so on. And I can put some pictures in there for that as well. And I think there someone in is okay with that. I'm okay with that. Someone copied that and made white seats in all of the other cars there as well, in the Teslas. So we were driving in Hollywood, and we were waiting there for a while, and then we were driving up to the film scenes. And I think in the street we were driving towards to, that was the street from Desperate Housewives. That's what they told us. And they reconstructed a whole bunch of things there. And so we were driving up there, and at the same time, some other people who visited the film studios with kind of those visiting tickets where you're going on a little electric locomotive and ride along there. So these ones, they looked at us and we looked at them, and they were thinking that we are in the movie or doing a movie there, but it was not. It was actually the event. So the event, like always, started a little later, maybe 15 or 30 minutes later, when the event started, as you have seen there. And yeah, in that film studios there, so let me check my notes there. Yeah, they showed us a couple of different tiles, the black ones, the slate tiles, some simple tiles, and then some Tuscan style tiles. So we really liked the Tuscan style tiles, and we said, okay, we're going to order them, and we did order them right after that. About this time now, 5 years ago, we ordered them, and we are saying, okay, now we were waiting for a while for the Model S and for the other cars, so it shouldn't take that long really to get them, because that's 5 years, a full development cycle. So basically what we noticed actually now finally is those tiles were really never real. They were just made up tiles, and they were supposed to work, but they haven't ironed everything out. They just had a show of the tile itself, but functioning was it not at all. We like these Tuscan tile styles, and we have ordered them right after that. And they were fitting to the southwest of the United States because they are a little reddish, like the houses here, or Sedona is reddish, as you guys know from my interim scene there. And they're fitting very nice to actually to the southwest. And it was also, as I heard a long time ago, that the most of the people wanted to have these Tuscan style tiles. So, and then we said, oh, if the most of the people want them, so then this is the one what they need to focus on first, and what they develop on first, make it to the complete development and have them shipped out. So then after that is, yeah, in the meantime, we submitted for our order the house, the size, I think the power consumption, the size of the roof, and so on, so that they can do the first steps, which they started to do the first steps. So then after the first steps, we waited about 2 or 3 years. Then they called us and said, hey guys, I think we cannot service you. We cannot service you because you are out of the service area. And then we said, guys, I got 5 power walls from you and you installed them. So they must come from somewhere out of the warehouse, right? So, and you must have served them with you. You have installed my 5 power walls here. So why shouldn't you, where you are storing the equipment for the power walls, you can install the equipment also for the voltaic panels, or for the roof, for the solar tiles. And they said, oh yeah, never mind, actually, yeah, okay, you can leave your order there now. Basically, they tried to convince me to cancel my order, which I didn't. So we confirmed that, and then we waited longer. So we keep waiting and keep waiting. Now it's about 5 years ago. So where we ordered and I think I paid $1,000 down for the order. And I have to look at my documentation because there's a statute of limitation on that one. After 8 years, all of the documents can disappear, and I cannot even prove anymore that I paid that. And maybe they don't even have that in their documents that I paid. So it's going to a statute of limitation that I might not be sure if I got registered for the $1,000 and where they went. So, okay. So that's why I want to bring that movie as well. Then after that is, I was thinking okay, good. Now what happened next? So for me, it was important because the house is built in 1999, is now getting 22 years old. And I have to do something on the roof. And I noticed that I have to do something on the roof because there is already a leak in the guest room. And there is some kind of a mold already there, and there was raining through. So I was hoping that I get a roof delivered before my old roof breaks down. So, my old roof, on the same time, there are solar panels on it, but they are an angle to the south, on the west side of the house, and an angle to the south. And this angle of those 12, 15 degrees, especially when the wind comes from northeast, and they are showing southwest, so then the angle of those roofs is really causing a lift-off of the roof, especially when the weather gets bad or worse. And it is the case that the wind's getting more, the storm's getting more, there's more severe weather. And that roof was supposed to be installed on the house in order to avoid a lift-off of those panels. And we're waiting for those panels, and then we hope that the weather doesn't get worse. And we are still waiting for our solar panels, not the panels, for our solar tiles in the Tuscan style, which is the most wanted style. So let me do the following. Let me do a shout out to the guys from Tesla. Please finally start developing and having these installed. So it's about 5 years ago. I don't know what to do. Is it coming or is it not coming? Or at least give me a delivery date. Give me a delivery date. When are you ready to do that? It seems to be that the tiles, what you showed at the demonstration, were some glass ceramics with a show that they would have a panel behind it. Basically, it was an idea. But if an idea will always not get realized, then for me it is like music without a sound. And you need to get realizing that as well. And please, guys, do something. Give me some information on that. Since the last 2 years, I haven't heard anything from that. If it's going along or not, there's nothing in the shareholder meetings where it's been published, nothing else being published. And I don't know now, after 5 years, if it's still coming or not. So maybe you have the same experience as I have. Please subscribe to the channel, thumbs up. I bring more of those things because I have more old orders from Tesla. And I hope that someone from Tesla comes back to me. I cannot call anybody there, but someone from Tesla comes back to me and say, hey, we do it or we don't. If we don't do it, then I have to think about something else. But I need to know what's happening. And please let me know, and I can react to that. That's all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
But you came